greatest day in history. Death has beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Face, I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. Endless joy and perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. No, forever I am changed.
For playing games with us and for singing along with us. We are super excited to see you this week because this is the last week of our illustrated compassion study. During this whole study, we've talked about ways that we can show compassion to other people, especially during a pandemic. We've talked about being hospitable and how we can be creative and hospitable with others, how we can be good friends, how we can be empathetic and sympathetic, and why those are two different skills. We've talked about kindness and all kinds of other things. And today, our last word is neighbor. Now, when you think about who your neighbor is, you're probably right away are thinking about people that you know and love. But are those the only people who are your neighbor?
In today's Bible story, we talk about a story that Jesus told his disciples and all of his followers. And Jesus told them something kind of surprising to a lot of them. Their neighbor wasn't just the people that lived close to them or that they knew or got along with. Sometimes a neighbor is a stranger, or it's somebody that you don't always agree with.
Have you ever disagreed with someone? Or have you ever realized that maybe you don't have as much in common with that person as you thought that you did? Did you know that that's okay? Did you know that you can still be friends with a person like that? Somebody that you disagree with, you can still be friends with them. You can still love them. You can still show compassion toward them. Watch this story and see if you can see instances of compassion towards somebody who is an unlikely neighbor.
God's story, the Good Samaritan. So part of God's story is about a Good Samaritan, and it goes like this. When Jesus lived on earth, he often told stories to teach us things. Stories that teach a lesson are called parables. One day, Jesus told a parable about a good guy from a place called Samaria, a good Samaritan, to a group of Jewish people. It all started when a Jewish expert in the law asked Jesus, "What must I do to receive eternal life?" Basically, he was asking, what do I have to do to be perfect? Since this guy was an expert in the law, he thought he already knew how to be perfect because he knew all the rules. He just wanted to see what Jesus would say. Of course, Jesus knew what the man was thinking, so he asked him, "What is written in the law?" The man said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your strength and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as you love yourself." So he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered him by telling this story. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Everybody listening was Jewish, and they could probably all picture the exact road Jesus was talking about. He continued, "A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side." You might expect a priest who was supposed to serve God to help, but he didn't stop. Then Jesus said, "A Levite came to the place and saw him, but he passed by on the other side too." Levites were assistants to priests, so maybe you'd expect them to help too, but he didn't stop either. Finally, Jesus said, a Samaritan came along. Remember, a Samaritan is a person from Samaria. That's near Israel, where God's family, the Jews, lived. But here's the thing, Jews and Samaritans didn't get along. In fact, nobody hearing this story would ever expect a Samaritan to help, because Samaritans and Jews couldn't stand each other. But Jesus said, when the Samaritan saw the man, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day, he took out money and gave it to the innkeeper. "Look after him," he said, "and when I return, I will pay you back for any extra expense you have." Then Jesus asked, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The expert in the law didn't even want to say the word Samaritan, but he admitted, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, "Go and do likewise." In other words, go and love everyone, even people we don't like or people who everybody else wants to avoid. See, when we show love, we're obeying Jesus. Obeying God doesn't mean just doing what his rules say. It means loving him more than anything and showing his love to every single person that we meet. And that's the story of the Good Samaritan. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. A man asked Jesus how to get eternal life. Jesus said, "What is written in the law?" The man said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your strength and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as you love yourself." Then the man asked, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus told a story. If you missed Jesus' story, here's the quick version. A Jewish man got beat up. A priest walked by. A priest assistant passed by. A man from Samaria actually did help. That was a surprise. Jesus had taught them, we obey God when we show love. And that's part of God's story.
Wasn't that a great story? All right, kids campers, now it's your turn. Pause the video, turn to your neighbors, and tell the story again in your own words. Don't forget, we've got discussion questions and activities and your storyboards that you can download via the link below.
For joining us for our study of compassion over these last few weeks. We've really enjoyed exploring these different words alongside of you. Be on the lookout for our next series that will begin starting next Sunday. As we move into the seasons of Thanksgiving and Advent, there's a lot to explore together. Also, we want to remind you that on Sunday, November the 8th, we will begin to welcome children back into Kids Camp here at our different campuses, at our Buffalo campus and at our City View campus. You will have to register your child if they're going to come, but we'll be able to do all kinds of different things together in a safe and responsible way. If you're not ready to join us again, that's okay. We're going to continue to do these videos online for the foreseeable future so that we can continue to worship as one body, even if we can't be together. We love you, Kids Campers, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!